interrupt your normal programming to bring you this important news bulletin. An earthquake measuring 8.2 on the Richter scale has struck Santo Domingo, the capital of the Dominican Republic, about 10 minutes ago. Preliminary reports reaching us indicate that 65% of the housing stock in the greatest areas of Santo Domingo, San Cristobal, Monte Plata, and San Pedro de Macorís have been destroyed beyond repair. Confirmed reports also indicate that the shock of the earthquake has led to a tsunami that has destroyed 95% of the port facilities. A number of hotels along the eastern coast of Guandolio and Punta Cana has also been seriously affected. Banks, grocery stores, and supermarkets have been destroyed beyond repair, and those still standing are being looted by unscrupulous individuals. Major highways and bridges linking Santo Domingo to the Cibao, San Jose de Ocoa, and beyond San Cristobal have all collapsed. All freshwater sources have been contaminated, and water supply mains are no longer functional. The Santo Domingo Metro has stopped operating, its tunnels have caved in, and its bridges have completely collapsed. Fire has been bellowing out of the industrial areas of Jaina and the upstart industries that have sent out the TCFL stock exchange into investment frenzy over the past few months. Explosions can be heard from gas stations and the homes located near them. The nearly 50,000 Dominican military and 15,000 police force have been caught flat-footed due to this catastrophe. There have been reports of at least 15 aftershocks since the earthquake, and experts say that these will continue throughout the next 10 days. There are no reports of exact casualties, but there are fears that this might turn into a more catastrophic earthquake than the one that struck Haiti in 2012. This has been Aida Enamorado reporting for TCFL News. Let's talk to a World Bank official about what implications this may have on the Dominican economy. Welcome, Mr. Sampon.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
The government hospitals had an earthquake drill just 24 hours ago. Do you find that this is a strange coincidence?
Well, actually, I just came from Santo Domingo with the last flight yesterday, and I was there when they had the earthquake drill. When a government begins to evacuate hospitals as part of an earthquake drill, it indicates a problem. First of all, you want to make sure that the hospital is a place where people who are injured during an earthquake can go. So you need to build hospitals that can actually withstand an earthquake. When you begin to move patients out of the hospitals into the streets, what are the options? And how do you help those who are injured as a result of the earthquake? So yes, it's a coincidence, but I think it's a it reflects a very sad state of affairs when you have to evacuate the hospital as a way to deal with an earthquake.
What do you think is the biggest challenge right now?
I think the biggest challenge right now is that government needs to get help to people who have been affected, those who have survived the earthquake, make sure that those who are in need of water, fresh water, food, medicine, get them right away, immediately. These are the things that the government should actually do this minute.
Could the government have done anything to prevent this?
Well, yes. Yes and no. First of all, an act of God. In the business field, this is called, or in the economic field, it's something you cannot prevent. But there are things you can do once those things occur to reduce the damage. The first thing the government could have done or should be thinking of doing in the future is, first of all, building hospitals that can withstand the shock of an earthquake, building government buildings that can withstand an earthquake. This means stadiums, classrooms, government offices. Government buildings should be particularly strong enough to withstand the earthquake. Let me just give you an example. In October of 2010, Chile experienced an earthquake that was 8.8 on the Richter scale. Only 500 people died, and only 22,000 homes were affected. This is much, so the intensity of this earthquake is much lesser than the earthquake that affected Haiti, and yet there were fewer deaths in this earthquake. What explains this? As early as kindergarten, Chilean children know exactly what to do when there's an earthquake. They have drills over and over and over and over again. So this is something that government should do. Government should instill in the culture of Dominicans the fact that earthquakes are inevitable. When it happens, what do you do? When you wait and react after the earthquake, it's simply too late. I think something else that can be done is this. You have an army of about 50,000 men and a police force of about 14 or 15,000 people. What do? There are no wars. So perhaps something that government can actually do is to train these people, soldiers and policemen, to be able to deal with such a catastrophe. It also means what? Building barracks that can withstand earthquakes, having equipment. It also means building bridges. Think about it this way. When you have an earthquake and a bridge collapses, you cannot get help to anybody who needs the help, unless you're going with an aircraft. But if there are no landing strips, where do you land a helicopter? So the thing is this, if you do the basic things, build hospitals that can withstand earthquakes, school buildings that can withstand earthquakes, bridges that can withstand earthquakes, roads that can withstand earthquakes. If you do those basic things, while you cannot actually avoid the earthquakes, you actually minimize the potential impact that they might have on people's lives. So those are the fundamental things that I think the government can do, not just simply in the near future, but actually the government can actually adopt that as part of its governance culture in the years to come. I hope this helps.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and we'll keep you posted on this. Okay?